Decide like a chess master to supersize your business. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Let's talk about this today. Welcome to day 144 of our Supersize Your Business annual challenge. Today we're talking about decision making and making decisions in ways that aren't just reactionary, aren't just this happened so I immediately do this. We want to take some of the automatic out of our decision making, but we want to adopt a process and a framework for making decisions that will ensure we get the best possible outcome every time we make a decision in our business. And you can apply this to your own life too, right? Everything we learn helps us become a better human being if we use it, or when used correctly. I love that, when used correctly, because guess what? A lot of people learn things and apply them in a very messed up manner, and then they wonder why they don't get the results that the outcome or the process promised to them. Well, you have to do it the way it's taught at least a couple of times until you can tweak it and test it and make it your own. And that's how I approach every new tip, trick, strategy, framework, whatever you want to call it. And today's is no different. But thinking strategically and making strategic decisions is critical to helping us grow and build and scale and supersize our businesses. Instead of just reacting to things that happen that are outside of us or outside of our business, we want to consider, if I take an action, if I take this action to alleviate and hopefully solve this problem, what are the consequences, not only immediately, but of the problem that results from solving the initial problem? Because after you've been in business for a while, and I think if you're listening to me, you probably have been, you started to see the pattern that when we do something, it has an immediate reaction, but then it has second and third and fourth type of consequences, meaning it might stimulate the exact thing we want, but chances are it doesn't. It breaks something else along the way. And so now we have all these other problems to fix, or all these little challenges or obstacles to improve on. I always look at it as not fixing everything, but having a continually improving attitude and process in place so that I know in advance I'm going to do something and it's going to have a reaction, and not just the one, but it's going to have a ripple effect throughout the organization. And sometimes we totally will make a change in our business that we think is for the better, and it is for the immediate thing, but it has really devastating long-term consequences. I'm going to use an example that's probably going to get me in trouble, but I contend that the whole racist and the whole I can't remember what it's called because I tried to ignore it so much. The whole inclusion, diversity, inclusion, and all the nonsense that's happened over the last 5 years in our country has hurt us and our businesses and our souls more than anything. And we're going to see the negative impact of that rippling through probably for decades to come. I don't know if I'll live that long, but I think I'll look back at this time and I'll say, okay, we saw it coming. Some of us saw it coming and happening. Women in corporate America, I don't know about you, but I grew up in corporate America when it was 99+% male dominated. And I was a leader and a executive in businesses that sometimes I was the only woman. Often I was the only woman in the room. And the things that we learned and how we coped and dealt with that were invaluable. But this whole, we're just going to include everybody, and whether you're qualified or not, yes, we're going to hire you because we need to make these numbers to look good for the outside world, and to hell with the consequences. Well, guess what? Y'all are living with the consequences if you did that. And like I said, this is not necessarily a popular view or opinion, but it is mine. And I'm expressing it because I think that all of it has actually set different groups, including and especially women, back literally decades in the progress that we made by showing up and being a part of the solution, not a part of the problem. All right, let me get back on track. So decision making, how do we ask ourselves questions so that we understand, okay, this is the immediate result I'm hoping to get, but I also know that this is going to cause a ripple effect in other areas of the business or in other areas of this area of the business that we're trying to fix. It might give us a short-term result, but long-term it might not be the right direction. So we know that we're going to have to make more decisions and solve more problems along the way as we progress to solve this bigger problem. ask yourself and consider other factors besides the immediate action or reaction that's going to happen from an action and a decision that you make for your company. Consider your long-term vision. Does this align with our long-term vision or not? If it doesn't, you might want to think about whether that's the right move to just react and take right now or not. And then there's sometimes where there's a part of our business that is absolutely bleeding. We might be bleeding cash in an area or in a division of our business that we need to stop the blood flow immediately to save our business. And that's slightly different, but we still have to realize that the actions that we take will cause a ripple effect throughout the rest of the organization and even the department or division that we're trying to help. We want to consider the risk tolerance that we have when we're making decisions. We all have a different level of risk tolerance. I would say I am not a huge risk taker. Other people think I am because I do and start and accomplish a lot, but it's always calculated risk. I never just impulsively make a decision. The choices I make are intentional for a goal or an objective or a long-term goal and objective that I'm trying to achieve in my life and in my businesses as well. We want to consider the opportunity cost of different things. Sometimes now is the right time to act. Other times the opportunity cost will be fine because it's not the right move for us right now. And we want to just be aware of that. I think that people place too much value on the missed opportunity cost. And usually it's a marketing or a sales ploy to get you to take action now. Marketers are tremendous at, and salespeople, at making us think we have to have this thing because there's a limited quantity or limited time. All of that. And I'm going to say I am not guilty of it, but I do it too because I have a start date for certain things. That's a real start date. And so you have up to that point to get involved in it. And after that, it's not going to be available until the next time I offer it, if I ever offer it again. But there are organizations that will run the same webinar every week of the year and create and manufacture scarcity and urgency that just is not there. And so it's still a buyer beware world. And as more AI and more technology and more things come online, it is just going to escalate. And we need to be conscious and do our homework and do our research before we make an impulsive decision to buy. I'm in this on purpose. I am in a program right now where I am learning to be a better communicator and better salesperson because I don't sell anybody anything for the most part because I want you to choose for yourself whether something is for you or not. So I might teach you how to do that, but I don't want to shove things down your throat and say, oh my God, you got to do this thing with me or it's the end of your life or your business. That's just nonsense. I call it all bro marketing or internet bro marketing because I don't like the strategies and I choose not to participate in them. So what's this 5-step process? I don't know if I'm going to share that. We've got lots of processes. We can use the SOAP framework. We can use the super framework, which we're coming up on. I want to start it after Memorial Day because I don't want it to be a holiday that we start on. I'm just going to do it tomorrow, but we'll start it on Tuesday when everybody's back at work and fresh or to our businesses. But I would like you to make a decision today. And then first, before you make that decision, consider the second level consequence of that decision. Just consider one thing that could be, or you're pretty sure will be, a consequence of that decision that you make today. And you don't have to explain the decision to us, but just put done in the comments below so I know that you actually did it. Also, just share one decision that you made strategically in your lifetime or in your business that paid off really, really well for you. And so I understand you know that exactly what I'm talking about. And that sometimes we just make decisions. You know, what am I going to eat for dinner? What restaurant are we going to go to? Geez, just do that impulsively. What do I feel like eating tonight, right? But big decisions like, are we going to pursue this target audience? Are we going to produce this product or service? Whatever it is, those type decisions should be made strategically. What if we downsize? What if we close a plant? What if we open a new plant? What if we do whatever? Make sure those are strategic decisions where you consider the different factors. You know, what is the outcome that we want? What is the second and third order of operations or the problems we think we're going to pull up or uncover by making this particular decision? Because there always is one. Whenever we solve one problem, guess what? We create another problem for ourselves and for other people and for our businesses as well. Consider the order of consequences as you're making those longer term strategic decisions. Does it align with my be all and end all line in the sand one is, does this align with our core values and where we're going as a company? If the answer is yes, we'll probably move toward it. If the answer is no, it's just that we're not even going to waste our time and energy researching or considering it because it's not right for us right now. It doesn't mean it won't be right for us in a month or 2 months or 6 months or 2 years, but we're not going to spend any time and energy on it currently. All right, any questions? If I can help you in any way, hit me up and ask. Otherwise, I invite you. I've got a couple things going on. I have finally launched the Supersize Your Business School community, and I am streamlining. The older I get, the more simplification, the more simple I want how I do things and what I do to be. And so that is becoming my hub. Instead of easy hubs, it will be my school hub, where I do all of my programs, offer my products and services, because yes, I sell things too and create things too. I love to create things. Who else would do an annual challenge? Come on. So those will be available there. And I am launching a mastermind for 20, maybe a few more, maybe a few less individuals. I want to do a cross-industry group to go through the first cohort. We're calling them cohorts now. It's just a group program for 90 days to, I want to really kill bottlenecks for us. I had to kill a lot of bottlenecks and found out that, oh, lo and behold, I was the bottleneck. I would say 100% of the time. I want to say 95 or 90, but the truth is, every time I ran up against a roadblock or a problem or a challenge, I somehow was involved in that equation. It's a big pill to swallow that my ego had to take a hit and say in my identity, hey, you are often the one that's the root cause of the problem for the things that happen in your business. Oh, isn't that interesting? So I'm the only one that can fix that. And by that, I mean getting the hell out of the way so my company can grow and scale and supersize. All right, if I can help you, ask. Otherwise, have an awesome day, and I'll, of course, be with you tomorrow.